Hello, so this is a book review of The Warrior Queen, The Life and Legend of Ethelfled, Daughter of Alfred the Great by Joanna Arman. I received this book from the publisher, which is Amberley, so thank you very much for sending it to me after I requested it. I really wanted to get my hands on this book because, to be honest, I didn't know who she was and it looked great and I thought, ooh, women's history, yes please, and I'm so glad I read it. I loved it and today I'm going to review it for you. If you're interested in getting your hands on this book, it'll be linked in the description bar below as always. So if, like me, you didn't know who Ethelfled was, she was the ruler of Mercia. Mercia is actually where I live. She was a warrior woman, she was a fighter, she was a figurehead of her people. It is rumoured that she commanded her army on horseback. She was a patroness, she was very highly educated, possibly even higher educated than her father was. She built a lot of towns, and funnily enough, a lot of the towns that I can go and visit, you know, just for a little day trip near me, she built those, which is quite ironic, so I'm never going to feel those in the same way again. And something really cool about her was she was succeeded by her daughter. It does all go a bit pear-shaped, but she was succeeded by her daughter, which is really cool. So hopefully what I've said about her has kind of enticed you in a little bit. Let me tell you about the actual book. So I loved the book. I love how simple the writing style is, but yet has this complete storyteller type mode to it. It was so addictive. It didn't feel like a non-fiction work necessarily, it did feel more of a story. There's a couple of things about this book that I really appreciated. First off is the glossary of names. It gets a bit confusing at the beginning because everyone has a similar sort of name because of nobility, they all have the same start of their name, so all the names are very similar and it gets a little bit confusing, but having this glossary of names so much easier because I could just flick back and forth and go, oh yeah, I know who you are. The other bit of this book that I really appreciated was this family tree here. Again, if I got confused, in the early chapters that was, by about chapter 3 I was fine, but in the early couple of chapters, reading from this was really helpful. I could just flick back and forth, no problem. So even if you're someone like me who's definitely a novice to the Saxon sort of era, you'll be fine. As I said, I really loved this book. I loved learning about her full stop. Yes, I love women's history and I just adored her. She seems almost like she's ahead of her time sort of thing. She is the elite of her period. She was fascinating to learn about, and having this sort of writing style where it was, you know, it wasn't making you feel a bit conscious of the fact that you weren't knowledgeable about the era. It just really relaxed me, and I thought I'd read you a little snippet from the book. So this is actually part of the introduction. It's like the last bit of the introduction. There were so many different snippets that I was going to read you and I was thinking I can't fit them all in, so I thought I'd just narrow it down to this one, but there's so many great little snippets I could have picked. She emerges as a woman who was by turns pious and ruthless, an astute politician and a patron of learning, a warlord, a mother and a wife. Her life and legacy may defy many modern expectations and preconceptions about women in the Viking Age and the medieval period more generally, as well as what they could achieve. From one woman to another, I find her really inspirational. I think as well this picture, which is actually in the book, here it is. I think this picture just really sums what I learned about her. Yes, it is a bit of a more romanticised image that the Victorians and Edwardians were famous for, but I think in this book you learn about the two sides of her. So you learn about her warrior side, and here she is holding a sword, but on the other side you forget that she is a wife, a mother and a caregiver, and she was the figurehead of her people and she loved her people, she adored her people, and here she is holding a child. It's a lovely book. I really enjoyed it, and I actually really surprised myself because I was a little bit nervous going into this. Don't know anything about the period, read very little about the period, but I just went off my love of women's history. And if you're like me and you're a novice to the period, but you like women's history and you want to explore other women through British history, then this is a fab one to go to. So that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to get your hands on a copy of The Warrior Queen, it'll be linked in the description bar below as always. In the comment section below, please let me know if this is now on your wish list or have you already read it. So that's it for today's video. Take care and I shall see you soon for the next one. Bye for now.